Hello，哎，你能听到我吗？我为什么没有声音？等一下，等一下。
Hello，
哎，你能听到我吗？
有听到了，
哦，那就行，吓死我了，我还以为我没有声音。
可是我刚刚没有开声音。
你是打算就说你的那个摄像头坏掉了吗？
没错，
真假？
对的，
你那部分是你一个人做还是你跟林一起做呀
我跟他一起做的啊，就是我先讲上面两个部分，
？OK
然后下面两个部分他讲。
OK OK，我刚把稿子写完，非常紧张，我很怕他会问东西，因为我其实什么都不知道，而且我写到一半，我才发现我们的 report 其实有很多逻辑上不通的地方。
不
我
管了，
反正我已经不管了，我这个做完了之后，你们把语法给我改一改，然后我就把逻辑上不通的地方，我到时候都给删了就完了，我也懒得找了。
没关系的，算了。
你记不得我跟你说，我说他们的那个turnover rate 比 average 要高，你这句话不要写，因为我后来发现他们的 turnover rate 好像没有比 average 要高。
哦，我没有写到这个。
对，我就是跟你说一下，你就不用说他们的 turnover rate 比较低就行了。我发现我找的那个数据好像是错的，哎，不管了，到时候我就把这段删了就行了。我觉得老师给我们的分数还是可以的，我就无所谓了。只要
诶，
我觉得
可是
我觉得我最后的 presentation 只要 class 就是稍微放过我们就好了，分数已经不太在意了。
他应该也不会问什么问题吧？感觉他根本就不想要听。
有吗？我也不知道，我很怕，我跟你说，我真的很怕他会问问题。
嗯，对了，你今天早上传给我那个，你说什么？那个 environment and culture 的后面要加一句，那个是加在哪里啊？
不用加了，那你如果你在那个 Rabbit 之前说，你就不用加了，你就
是，
嗯，
你是说 other reasons 的那个地方吗？
不是，你不用管我那段了，你就不用加了。你之前
没有，所以我就讲那个 overtime 那一段你打了就好了。
对，就是你跟那个令，你之前你们打算怎么说就怎么说，就不用管我说的那段了。因为本来我是以为你们在 Rabbit 后面的话可能要提一下，那你们现在在 Rabbit 前面的话就无所谓了。就我觉得这样会比较顺一点，这个顺序。
哦，所以那我两段话我都不加了是吗
对，都不用管，都不用加，你就该怎么说怎么说就行了。
？OK，好，
Hello，
Hello，能听到我吗？
能，你能听到我吗？
可以。
可以的。哎，我本来以为今天 Client 不来，你看他，哎，我看一下。哦，我刚才把手机那个关了那个微信，没有看到你问我。我本来以为他不来的，他一直都不理我，然后到最后的时候，我都已经马上到家了，稿子马上都要写完了，然后他跟我说 OK，see you at 7。我本来以为我们给老师做一做就好了。我今天真的是，反正今天做完了以后，明天你们就礼拜五的时候给我发吧，然后我礼拜六上午改一改，然后发给你们，你们有时间交掉就行了。然后
那 PPT 也要改吗？不用了吧？
PPT 不用了，PPT 就这个就行了，不用改了。你就
交了就行。
其实我觉得我们那个也不用给 tutor 改了，就这样。这老师大不了要扣点 grammar 嘛，我又不想改了，排版很累的。你们觉得要改吗？你们要不要改，我就不改了，我就直接交上去了。
我是可以不用改啦，其实。
Rabbit 可以不用改吗？不用改，我明天直接交了就。
好，行啊。
但是他语法不会扣分吗？
扣就扣嘛，我觉得。
对啊。
扣就扣嘛。
那就随便吧。
不是，你要这么想，我们之前已经差不多了，而且我这次我还给他排了版呢，就是 reference 还弄得好看了一点，我觉得应该差不多。这个语法这个问题，主要是我就打算明天就直接交掉了，然后就我们最近没有很久假期又要上课了，而且我觉得下学期，妈呀，吓死我！我还以为老师来了。 而且我觉得下一期的那节，哎，你们下一期选的什么课？也是 marketing 吗？
选6月9号的样子，就是比较早开学的那一堂。
那就是 marketing 嘛，一样的。我觉得那门课肯定也是要做这个 client 的 consultation， 很烦。
我觉得好像每一堂课都要做，不管有没有相关都要做。
这个课是真的，这个 consulting 真的是真的烦，最浪费时间的一个东西了。哎 ，Lucy， 你就打算这样子做 presentation 吗？还是你会转过来？
你说我吗？
对，
我等会儿会转过来，我现在在看 PPT。
就是等一下你会面对着大家，对不对？哎，你们现在是不是能看到我的 PPT？
可以。
就是我有 share screen 给你们，对吧？这是 OK 的，对吧？
我看看。
都就是我的意思就是说你们看起来都没有问题，对吧？因为我不知道我
没有问题。
对，我不知道我 share screen 以后你们那边是什么样子。
可以啊，可以看得出，还蛮清楚，就是最大嘛 ，PPT PowerPoint 最大，
能看到就是。
对。
妈妈你怎么不来？我很怕 clients 先来了，老师没进来。
就直接报告了。
那我们就只好直接一直开始吧。
直接开始。
对。那老师进来了，哎呦，我就不知道怎么跟老师聊天，巨尴尬。
我怕老师进来了，然后那个我们要报告的那个 client 他们半个小时后才进来，这样就会很尴尬了。
因为那个老师真的是什么都不管，就是 never 问过，然后 client 也是从来没有问过这个东西的，所以这整个的过程我都完全，我后来就直接在拖，我也懒得做。我每次到 deadline 的时候，我就负责给老师发个邮件说，我们这次不能及时交了，你不要给我们扣分。老师说行。没关系，反正交了就好了。
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Leahy. My name is Suwen. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Suwen. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you. It is really nice talk with you.
You as well.
Thank you. And I think our professor maybe will be here later. But would you mind maybe we just waiting for her for maybe a few minutes, or we can start our presentation right now?
Sure. Whichever's easier for you.
It's okay. Okay, maybe we can start it right now, and because I will record it. Never mind. I will send the record to her. So okay. Yeah, we can start it right now. Thank you so much for taking your time to attend our presentation tonight. And let me introduce myself. My name is Suwen, and I'm the MBA student from the California Institute of Advanced Management. And tonight for the following 10 or 20 minutes, my team members, Oliver, Lynn, Lucy, Rabbi, and me, we will make a short presentation about our consulting project, about the results of our consulting project for TEKsystems regards their turnover rate problem. Thank you for your time. And this is the agenda of our presentation today. So firstly, Lucy will make an introduction about the TEKsystems, the corporation and the LA office, and the problem that we will be solved today. Will make the basic introduction, and she will also make a SWOT analysis for TEKsystems. And secondly, we will focus on the turnover rate problem. So we all know that it is a really hard to make the decision to leave a job, and the reason cannot be the single one, right? So we did really a lot of research to find why people decide to leave a job, and what is the reason that cause so much high turnover rate. And Oliver and Lynn will be responsible for this part. They will introduce several reasons and introduce the results about our research. And third, Rabbi will be responsible for the third part, is our main part of the project, the interview process. We just interviewed several staffs I think for 5 stars from TEKsystems to ask them about their working experience and how they like their working and, for example, their relationship with their colleagues and their managers and what do they think about their future career plan. So she will be introduce the detailed results of our interview. And in addition, we also interviewed 2 staffs from the outside company. This company also face the same problem because they also have a high turnover rate. So we also interviewed them to find whether there's some differences or in the reason that cause the high turnover rate. And last but not the least is the last part. I will be responsible for the last part is a recommendation and conclusion. So thank you. And now let's pass it to Lucy. Lucy.
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I'll give a brief introduction of TEKsystems. TEKsystems is a leading provider in IT staffing and IT services. It's one of the subsidiaries of LG Group, which is the largest private talent management firm in the world. TEKsystems is founded in 1983, and now it has more than 100 locations throughout North America, Europe, and Asia. It has developed very good relationships with top companies and IT consultants all around the world. TEKsystems has now gained industry-leading position among IT and tech staffing firms and sustained a truly competitive advantage in the fast-changing market. Every year, the company deploys more than 80,000 IT consultants over more than 6,000 clients. As stated in its official website, is that TEKsystems provide IT staffing solutions, IT talent management expertise, and IT services to help its client plan, build, and run their critical business initiatives. Through its range of quality-focused delivery methods, TEKsystems meet its client where they are and take them where they want to go, the way they want to get there. Our client is the LA offices. It was located in Los Angeles, which specializes in IT recruiting. The staff of this office consists of 3 front desk employees who answer phones, greet visitors, and there are more than 20 salespeople who develop accounts with LA companies in search of IT specialists and get lists of job opens from them. There are also 20 more recruiters who find and screen applicants for these positions. Compensation of these sales personnel and recruiters is a combination of base salary and commission and bonuses. Based on their sales volume, the most successful sales and recruiting personnel make more than half of their income from their commission and bonuses, and the least successful make all of their income from their salaries. As Suan mentioned, the biggest problem our client faces is the high turnover rate. An estimate shows that about 30% of the sale and recruiting staff leave within first year of their employment with the LA offices of TEKsystems. Cutting the turnover rate in half to 15% would be a huge benefit to the organization. The company can save costs of onboarding and training, which could account up to 50% of new hires' yearly salary. We conducted phone interviews to several employees from this organization and summarized and analyzed the results of the interviews and helped our clients to find out our solution to solve the problem. Next slide. A SWOT analysis, as we all know, is to give us analyze on the company's current situation. Usually SWOT analysis targeted in 4 aspects of the company's strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threat. and weaknesses are the company's internal situation, while opportunity and threat are existing externally. By analyzing the companies in specific four areas, we will have a better understanding and be prepared to solve the company's weaknesses and enhance the company's strengths and seize the opportunities and eliminate the threats. As you can see from this form, the company's strength is at its because it's specialized in IT staffing solution and IT services. The company has a focus on IT, so it's a very good feature of a TEKsystem. And another strength is the company has a worldwide picture. It is international based, and it has more than 1,000 locations and more than 5,000 employees in North America, Europe, and Asia. However, the company's weaknesses reflects in the high turnover rate and also high work pressure. The company's opportunity exists in the company's opportunity is the technology industry is prosperous. IT staffing and IT services are in high demand. And lastly, the strength of the company is mainly the competition from other staffing agencies, and also the IT market is constantly changing. Okay, next, let's turn to next part.
Next, me and Lynn are going to talk about the result analysis. Next slide. First is work pressure. Nowadays, stress is a big problem for employees and organizations. Also, this is an important issue that many scholars are constantly researching. According to the research conducted by the American Institute of Stress, nearly 70% of the Americans express work as being the main reason cause of stress. High pressure of work also leads to increased turnover and absence, chronic burnout, or other negative long-term health problems. This research has analyzed several reasons might be for employee stress. Understanding them is the first step in avoiding them or designing work is to reduce their impact. We know that there are many risk stressors, but today I'm going to talk about 4 stressors which I list below. First, physical stressors. According to John Sherwood's article, physical stressors include noisy and messy work environment, the presence of dangerous or harmful chemicals, or poor economic conditions. For example, our group thinks it is very important for occupations that require long hours of sitting in a chair, such as accountants, office workers, and similar jobs, to have comfortable chairs and tables. When required to sit or stand in uncomfortable positions will cause discomfort to the body and increase stress level. Second, task-related stressors. Task-related stressors are generally recognized as long working hours, unfair working conditions or treatment, unethical working environment, or guidelines. However, there are many other factors that are not widely recognized by the public. Sherwood stated that disruptions of a continuous workflow, boring or dull tasks, time-sensitive working environment, and complicated tasks are also factors that affect stress level. The third is social stressors. Social stressors are oftentimes more detrimental than physical stressors. Social stressors directly affect the individual's mental behavior and the lack of social skills or unfair treatment at work double up the stress level. Social stressors come in many forms, such as poor social skills with supervisors, co-workers, or customers, as well as conflict, harassment, bullying, and aggressive supervisors. The last one is organizational change-related stressors. Work stressors sometimes come from organizational change. For examples, mergers, downsizing, or using new tech. The option of our consulting group, the opinion of our consulting group, the impact of long hours working may cause such as low productivity, poor work performance, and employees' health might go from bad to worse. Also, if the vicious circle keeps running, we believe that the employees will lose motivations and cause high absence and turnover. Next slide, please. Overtime. Overtime brings physical and mental exhaustion, unable to socialize normally, affecting employee-family relationships and personal growth. Employees work long hours and their physical strength cannot be restored. The working efficiency of employees in such a state of health is not as good as the health employees in a state of full energy. Employees in a state of health are unable to concentrate at ordinary times, resulting in more prone to error. In order to complete the operation of progress and reduce the quality of work, seriously, people may even be injured on the job because of their high work intensity. For a long time, besides not growing up in a company, the physical and mental fatigue caused by overtime work will become less and less enthusiasm for the work. Finally, the employee couldn't stand the long-term overtime work and choose to leave company. And next, I will pass to Lin to talk about the compensation.
Hi, I want to talk about the compensation. And after some research for the recruiting industry, most of the employees turn over because of the time and money they spend not equal among other factors. So they cause the turnover rate so high. So a company will have to spend more time and money, either replace the employee or get others to cover the work when their employee leaves. And additional research reveals the new generation and younger employees are expected to have a higher turnover rate due to their low community level with the organization that they work with. So the difference of life priorities they have compared to older and more experienced employees and what they really expect for their employers. It will be our client duty to consider the finding of this research and adopt procedure suitable for the company. And next page, please. Okay, and other reasons we have three. The first is negative relationship with colleague and manager. In a company, the relationship between colleague and respect of employees is important, and they have a great impact on the working environment of the company. Personal respect in the workplace include discrimination based on age, gender, background, social harassment, and the role of personal policy in shaping workplace relationships. And the attitude and communication style of the manager working with employees are also one of the reasons that affect the turnover rate. And managers who support their staff in accomplishing their tasks produce better team members who are more willing to help others and help others. Lack of personal respect and negative relationship among colleagues lead to resignation and increased turnover. And next is low commitment situation in young people. Not only does the company select company, the employees also choose to have a developed in company. The developed include promotions, job securities, corporate culture that is suitable, or environment that new employees take into consideration. And next is corporate culture. Corporate culture is a concept of value and management. It leads employees to achieve the company mission and goals. Therefore, each company needs to establish its own corporate culture that represents the spirit or soul. Company will with different operations or score with different management methods and even more with different corporate culture. And then I pass to Ruby.
Hi, my name is Ruby, and I'm going to talk about the interview process and the result today. Based on the high turnover rate issue happened on the TEKsystems company, we had an interview with some of the employees, and also we also interviewed another company which has a similar situation. Just as a comparison. So first, I'm going to talk about the interview result with our TEKsystems employees. The first candidate A we interviewed, and she mentioned she had a very good pay on salary, and we has been set up like a 3-month direction for her. We asked her about the salary and working environment, which also including the working pressures as well. And also the other one is promotion space. Those 3 parts, which one is very important to her. And she told me the working environment is definitely very important to her. Because she doesn't worry about the salary thing, because she said she had a good pay, and she loves the working here with TEKsystems company, because she thinks a very good relationship built up with the co-workers is very important to her, because that way she will be comfortable to working with what she likes to do. And then we interviewed the candidate B, and she also mentioned she has good pay with this company, and she's also care about the working environment. But she seems like very care about working pressure as well, because she has a family, and she mentioned it's sometimes a little bit hard to balance the stress between the family and the working place. So. And I think the working environment is also very important to her as well. And the third one we interviewed, she seems she is new with this company. She really liked the overall busy working space, because she said she doesn't care about salary at all, because she just wants to earn more experience, and she loves busy, and she can handle the pressure as well. And it seems like she doesn't have the problem with the family stress, something like that. And then, next slide, please. We interviewed another company as well, which has a similar situation I mentioned earlier. And this company, and I interviewed 2 of the employees. The candidate A said she's care about the salary, because she has a family, and she thinks that too much work stress, she cannot handle it, and she wants to reduce some working stress, and she likes to stay with the company which has a better working environment as well. When I asked her, she said salary is very important, and working working environment is very important to her as well, and because she wants to stay somewhere which has a good can build up a good relationship with coworkers. Then the candidate B we interviewed, he also mentioned the salary part and the working environment part. And he said the company is like a second home. She rather to choose somewhere can working more comfortable than the high pay company which cannot working with coworkers build up a good relationship with coworkers. So which means like he's just more focused on working environment as well. And when I asked him if another company to pay you very high salary, are you going to choose to transfer to another company? And he told me, well, he will consider about it. But if the new company who provide a high salary cannot give him a very good working environment, he will stay with the old company. And next slide, please. So as a result, all the information we collect from the TEKsystems company and the other company, we think the working environment is very important to the employees. It is going to reflect the emotion of the employees. And I think that can reflect the employees' strategy as well. So the second one is going to be salary. A good pay is very important to the employee. Definitely, that's the very important point. So that's our result. And based on all the information we collect, I will pass to Suwen, and she will give some recommendation and suggestion as well.
Thank you, Ravi. And now I'll be responsible for the last but not least part, the recommendation. And actually, based on the interview results that introduced by Ravi earlier, we could know that overall, the staff from TEKsystems are really satisfied with their working environment. They are so happy to work there, and they have. I'm sorry. Can you see me now? I'm sorry, because it's just worrying that there is a time limitation, sorry. So I'll continue with that. So overall, the staffs in the TEKsystems are really satisfied with their working environment, and they have a good relationship with their colleagues and with their managers. I think this is one reason that when we conduct the interview of these staffs, they said that they decide to stay longer in the TEKsystems. So let's go back and focus on the turnover rate problem. According to Ravi, the two final results based on our interview that caused the turnover rate problem. The first one is the working environment, also including the working pricer and the overtime working. And the second one is the compensation. So the first recommendation that we provided is hiring the correct people. Basically, it means that for the management level, the manager should know about their staffs. They should know what their staffs are good at and where they are interested in, and how their daily job will be like. And so that after understanding that, the manager could let the correct people do the correct thing. And these are two assessments that we suggested. The first one is a personality assessment, and the second one is a preference assessment. Firstly, the personality assessment means that an example is the MBTI indicator, that it could help the management to understand what kind of people that a new hire would be like. For example, whether he's outgoing people or whether he's a sensitive people that will be good at feel how people will be feeling like. So for example, an outgoing people may be good at talking with others, and so maybe he will be good at sales and talking with the candidates, the future potential candidates. And feeling people may be good at keeps a good connection with the clients, because they will know how the clients will be looking for and whether the client is satisfied with TEKsystem. So after understanding that, I think the manager could have a after that, the manager could have a better understanding what the new hires, where they're interested in, and they can combine these two information to set them to the correct job and correct location, so that they will feel not so much working pressure during their daily job. And the other one is that the preference assessment. So during the interview, we conduct with the staffs from TEKsystem. We find there are some very practical and very realistic problems. For example, the commuting problem and working overtime. As we know that the LA office may be a little far away. It is San Bernardino or somewhere. It is really far. So the candidates in the interview told us that some of them will cost really a long time from their home to the office, and they have to leave their home early and go back home late, including the overtime. And the candidates also told me that they cannot work from home from Monday to Friday, and except for the 40 regular hours, they have to work 1 or 2 overtime per day. So maybe 50 hours per week is the regular working time. So one of the candidates told me that although right now they have no children, they are just new graduates, so they have no pressure on the working time, and she really likes the environment and this work. But after 5 to 10 years, they will consider more about their family. So working time, at that time, the working time may be one of the reasons that she will make the decision to leave the company. So I think for TEKsystem, at the hiring procedure and at the very beginning of the onboarding programs, letting them know that what the difficulties they will face, for example, the community problem and the working overtime problem, will help them to will help them to understand what their daily life will be look like. So they have to work overtime, and they will prepare for that, right? And the second one is improving the onboarding processes. So there's a lot of criteria that you see whether an onboarding program is a better one. And earlier I asked Mr. Lecky about the basic information about their onboarding program, and he told me that it will last it will last several months, right? So I think based on the interview result and my understanding about the onboarding program, we have several suggestions also on the onboarding program. The first one is the details in the daily job, and the second one is a clear future career plan. The first one, it also including the problem that I mentioned before. For example, the commuting problem and the working overtime problem. In addition, I also did a research online about how recruiter daily work, and I also had a friend that she's also a recruiter. She because I'm accountant. So my friend, her focus is on accounting, and she told me that after her work, she faced a lot of problems that she has never imagined before. For example, when she wants to do a replacement, she has to call a lot of phones, and most of the candidates, they are not very welcome them. And they have to face a lot of failure because the candidates may be not very suitable. And in addition, except for the candidate side, on the client side, maybe after after a few weeks works, they spend a lot of time on the project, and finally the client side, I'm not very satisfied with your candidates, or we make a decision that to hire a candidate internal. So all these failures that make her feel very depressed. And I think this is one of the reasons that some new hires will decide to quit this job, because what they really do is different from what they think they will be do before they enter this industry. So I think during the onboarding programs, letting them know what their daily job will be look like, and especially explain more about the failures they have to face in the industry, to let them know the real industry will be look like, will be a good, will help them to improve their understanding about this industry. And we think that scenario simulation, for example, the manager could act as a client or the candidate, and they will do some scenario simulation will be a good method. And the second is a clear future, clear plan. So during our interview, because most of our candidates from TEKsystems, they are really new hires, they're new graduates, and they only work for from 9 months to 1 year in the TEKsystems. And when I asked them about their future plan, they said that they want to be account manager in the future, and that is their goal that makes them to make the decision to stay with TEKsystems. And the other reason is the working environment. So I think if the new hiring has a clear future career plan in this industry, they will have they will decide to stay in this industry longer. And so I think during the onboarding program, the managers and even the higher levels can introduce more about their experience, how they survive in the so tough environment at the very beginning stage, and how the future plan will be look like, how beautiful the future plan will be look like. It will help them to stay longer in this industry. And some other methods of motivation, for example, the payday off and some cash rewards, for example, some birthday cakes and some other motivation, I think will be also useful. And yeah, overall, I think the first one is that let the correct people do the correct thing, and the second one is that let them know the real industry will be look like during the onboarding program. Will be we hope that these two recommendations will be useful for you. Yeah, thank you. And any questions?
Great job.
Thank you.
Very good. So I'm curious, when you say a clear career plan, any, I guess, a little more detail as to where that came from, maybe where people weren't clear that you interviewed, and how, if there's any recommendations more specific around that, would be helpful.
Yeah, because I talked to one of the interviews, and she introduced some more about the details about the account manager and the recruiter, which I previously do not know. She said that the recruiter is mainly responsible to select the correct candidate, and the account manager is maybe more focused on the clients, right? And there is a triangle between the two recruiters and the account manager. There's a triangle for a specific project. And she said that she said that her near future goal is to become an account manager, because she more like to connect with the clients, and she thinks that making phone call may be a little boring, but but she still really like this industry, and she did learn about a lot of things. So I think to be an account manager is a motivation that encourages her to working harder and to stay longer in this industry. So this is one of my recommendation come from.
Okay.
Thank you.
And young people are less committed.
Do you think so? This is based on one of our research.
But you guys all look very committed.
Really? Thank you.
No, thank you so much. That was great.
Thank you so much. Thank you for taking your time. Because Yeah, because all of us working full time from 9 to 6, so we only have time at this time. So
That was perfect. Thank
thank
you.
you so much for your understanding.
And hello, I'm Dr. McGill. I'm the course instructor. Nice to
Hi.
meet you.
Dr. Miguel, how are you?
Good. I'm sorry I was a few minutes late. I was actually on the wrong Zoom link waiting, wondering why nobody was there.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Maybe I will check my email later. But
No, I actually found in a different email your Zoom link. I was just on the other team Zoom link, and they're not on it yet. So
okay, I'm sorry.
I got most of it. So it's really, really good. And I also wanted to add, what's your first name?
My name? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
My name is Andrew.
Quiet. Andrew, hi Andrew. And so one other thing that you might want to check into when you're looking at assessing work styles, people's preferences in the workplace, it's called the DISC. Are you familiar with it?
I'm familiar with the model. Yep.
Yeah, they have.
I forget the acronyms now. We've done them before, or someone's done them on me. But could you refresh me on what the 4 acronyms are?
The 4 acronyms. Dominant. Oh gosh, interactive. Then there's the. I'm so used to saying DISC. The S stands for steady, and the C stands for conscientious.
Got it. Yep.
So again, it's the D and the D and the C are very task oriented. So they are more interested in getting the task done, whereas an I and an S might be like I'm using my hands, very personable, a little bit faster pace, and very personable, people-oriented. And the S is also people-oriented, but a little bit more formal, a little bit more subdued. So that might be regardless of personality. That is also a great tool to be able to understand people and how they work. But in conjunction with that, the DISC might be great for you to give that to your employees and maybe provide a training on if they're task-oriented, if they're people-oriented, how do you find a balance between those two, and to be able to make sure that you're efficient with whatever they are, whatever their roles are in moving forward. So I think it's a great tool, and it also helps them to understand email preferences. For example, some people are very to the point, say barely anything, that would be a D. Whereas maybe a C might be overly detailed. They're going to have like a book or an email reply to you. So just understanding people's preferences can help them be more effective with each other in the workplace and with your clientele as well. Just another addition.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
No, that was great. Thank you so much. You did a great job understanding our company in a very short time.
Thank you so much for taking time. And
they worked hard. They worked hard. And thank you, Andrew, for making the time and allowing our students to meet with you and have those discussions and provide you a final report. And thanks to all you students. You guys did great.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So have a good night.
Have a great night, guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.